Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I've been on. Well, not that long of a time, but I figured I'd come on tonight real quick just to update what's been going on, tell you what's coming up. Um, I feel bad that we haven't been on, but everybody knows kind of what's been going on here. Hi, Linda. I knew you had would hurry up and pop on. You might be the only one on tonight because I just wanted to come on long enough to update and say hi to everybody. Different location. I'm in my living room, so and my video is really bad tonight. Um, so things haven't been really been a lot better. We still have a lot of stuff going on. Um, Still don't have answers. Just a bunch of bullshit. To be honest with you, behind the scenes stuff that I guess people think that we're stupid. And I have been told be careful what you say because you could have defamation charges and that. If you tell the truth, how could you have defamation charges? It's just you can't. Hi, Cactus. Um, it's just there's a lot of stuff going on behind our backs. We've had offers made that is kind of like an insult um, because of what happened. And I think people think we're stupid or something, and when we're not stupid, it just we know the game, and I'm going to play along with the game until I have concrete evidence to show that we aren't the backstabbers, we aren't the liars. Anything we say is how it actually happened. So, but just still a lot of half truths and half the last we were told is that because we didn't have enough experience throwing events. Well, it takes about a year to throw an event. Our year is just like now that we've been there. And if things would have been agreed on how we wanted it to be agreed on, we would have had a big event that would have not only brought a lot of money um, for restoration, but for our pockets too. And it would have pretty much been basically like the event that was already held, but we don't know what we're doing. I gave a handful of events, and so did Abby, that went across very well. He absolutely loved them, but when it came to like, okay, go ahead and do them, it was wait, which he says now. No, we didn't say wait. Yes, he did. We had very great ideas. I mean, I even had birthday parties set up. We had Pokemon and geocaching events set up. We had movie nights set up. How my husband was going to give his own um, home theater, like the whole 120-inch projection screen and movie projector, just so that we could have movie night over there and have some. The event would have been just total cost for fixing up the facility. So, but regardless, we're going to be back. I'm going to see tomorrow night. I will come on Real Talk. I'm not sure if Gabriella will be on with me. If not, maybe I can get Eric on. We'll have a regular topic that we'll discuss, question and answers. We are working on Hi B Squared. Nice seeing you on here. You guys, I love you guys so much. You're so faithful to me. As soon as you know I'm on, you jump on, and I can't tell you how much I love you for that. We are working on, I came up with an idea, which Linda knows, Kiwi. Um, we just went to a festival on Saturday, and I presented that idea at the festival, and it went over very well. So that will be, Abby's going to be setting up a Facebook marketplace shop. I think she's going to be doing that this week. So some of the things that we have on there, we will be showing on there. So immediately, if you want anything, just text us, let us know. I think maybe the first thing that we'll set up will be we might have like a little presentation and play some games, give away some of them free, and do different things like that. So we will be selling our t-shirt since it has our older logo on it, not the very, very first logo, but the one before we got the brighter one. If you see me blinking a lot, my eyes have been really bad lately. We're selling those t-shirts for $10 each now. So if you want a t-shirt, we will be selling them for $10. Linda's already saying Miss Ghostly. So I was going to bring them over here and show them tonight, but I'm sitting on the couch because my ankle is still hurting me a little bit. It's just been swelling off and on. I think if I stand on it too long, well, of course, we have 2 horse dogs that they think they're lap dogs and they like jumping on that particular ankle. But 2 of my ideas are with those little ghosts, which I should have brought one in. Maybe I can have Eric go get one for me. I'm calling the little ones, which do I have one in here? I don't think I do. The little guys are going to be called My Ghostly Buddies. And they're going to be a little ghost. They're going to be in a little pouch. There's a little tag on it that looks like a tombstone. And they have a name. They have the day that they died. And when you open up the little tombstone packet, inside is a description, their name, the occupation they had, and a little write-up on how they died. So they went over pretty well. I'm selling them right now for only like $2 a piece. As I upgrade them and make them a little fancier and more professional looking, I will, of course, upgrade the price on them. But they went over really, really well. Eric, would you do me a favor and go out and get out in that tote out in the art room? You'll see those little, open up the box. There's a box inside of the tote, and there's those little ghostly things that I made up. Can you bring in the thing too that has the keychains in it? Okay. You'll see it, right? It's a square like this. So I'll show you guys a couple things tonight. Now, those are the short ones. Now, the longer ones like Kiwi has, I'm going to call them My Lurking Spirit Pal. I think that's what the name we're going to go with. And they're going to have like a little description too. But instead of having a tombstone, maybe I'll have a little coffin or something hanging from it. But they are going over real cool. We will present all of them. I'll say Abby's not really feeling great. It's womanly stuff, of course. And she's just kind of got upset stomach and stuff like that. Cactus, you asked what happened to my ankle. I don't know. I think I stepped on it the wrong way or something. And it's been sore. I don't know if I sprained it or what, but it swells up. And then to make matters worse, our big dog, Max, he probably weighs 100 pounds at least. And he's jumped on that same ankle probably a half dozen or more times. So you guys can hear me and everything okay? All the audio is good. It's just that the video is kind of crappy. Do we have anything else on? Does anybody have any questions? Like I said, I can't go into. I'm not even upset about us not being there anymore. I'm upset about that there was never a meeting to discuss, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let you go, and this is why, which I was told. Oh, I don't want the whole box, Eric. Oh. Yeah, I only want, you can bring the box, put it right here, but give me these. And open up. You'll see they some of them should be just laying right in there. There we go. Just give me maybe 2 or 3. 2. That'll be good. Okay. So thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. And I think it's more the bullshit excuses. I'm 100% positive that somebody was, from the time that the festival went on there was little subtle hints like, I've heard partner, and then, oh, I mean only for the festival. And just different. There was something that was overheard at the festival itself. There was things leading up to the festival, like we didn't do enough work, or like we weren't helping enough to clean the building for the festival, which is bullshit, because for 2 weeks prior to the festival, we were busting our asses off over there cleaning things up, where we come home so tired and so sore, and still me, I don't sleep as it is, and going back the next day and doing it all over again, and then not counting the Friday night and the night of the festival itself, being up almost all day long. So just all kinds of lame ass excuses, but no truth actually came out, and no common decency to say, hey, let's sit down and let's have a meeting and see if we can work it out. If not, I'm going to have to let you go. So, do you think someone slandered you? No, I don't. I don't think anybody slandered us to him. It's just that there's dollar signs, dollar, 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 dollar. And he kept on saying, if I don't make any money, I'm going to have to close the building, and I'm going to have to do this and do that. And you can't make money if you don't let us pursue with our ideas. And we had a lot of ideas. Now he's saying, well, you had a year to do those ideas and you didn't do anything. That's because we had to present them to him and wait for him to give us the okay to go ahead and do them. And it was always wait, wait, wait. And then when he finally did do a couple of them, like the junior ghost hunt, when he finally did that, it was so late that we didn't have enough time to advertise for it. So when it didn't go over as well as what he expected, he was to blame for it, because he didn't give us at least a month to advertise it. So, and ironically, when all this happened, Abby was getting tons of people calling her but that they wanted to do the junior ghost hunt. So, let me see. Thank you, Cactus. Positive thoughts to all of you. Let me see what this one says. Really sorry, gossip and nonsense, and for pettiness made a mess of things. I agree. A sit-down conversation between you all would have been professional. And that's just it. What we always heard the word professional, professional, professional. I want to be professional, professional. It drives me crazy because I heard that so many times. But yet when it came down to the nitty-gritty, it was like, the week prior, oh, you have no worries, you're going to be here for a long time. I love you, Diane. And then next week, we're gone. The week before, I was even offered a second partnership. So how can you be offered a second partnership and be told to your face, you're not going anywhere, and then be gone the following week with no explanation? And that was bad enough, and I don't care, defamation or what. But when I went back to return the keys and to have a talk and to pick up our stuff, he had already had the locks changed. Our name and everything was removed off of everything, treating us like we were criminals or something like that, or like we were going to break in the building. And when I addressed that, he says, well, people have been breaking in the building. Yeah, they were breaking in the building from the back of the building. And if they got inside that way, they couldn't get up to where he changed the lock at. So that's a bunch of bullshit too. So, but there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we know, and people think we're freaking stupid, and we're not. And that I really can't say until I get all the evidence, which I do have some evidence about some things he was working on and talking to and stuff like that before this, which kind of gave red flags. But every time I addressed when I got those red flags, I was always told right to my face, Diane, don't worry. You're not going anywhere. You're going to be here with me for a long time. I was always told that. And that's the thing about me. Anytime I suspected anything or heard anything, I went right face to face to him immediately, and I confronted him and I asked him. And every freaking time he lied to me right square to my face, said, you have no worries. You're not going nowhere. So, you could tell I look tired in that, and this eye right here is really, I look like hell, but I wanted to come on and say hi to you guys and tell you some updates and stuff. But let me see if there's anything else. Has someone now taken over managing it? Right now, I know all tours have been stopped, so he says, but he has been leaving the old wardens / guards, and they're doing some tours. I know that for a fact because he said they would do them free. And I know he is doing the overnight investigations, which we should have got something for that, even if it was a severance pay or something, because almost all of those clear up till November that was booked, we booked. That was us that booked them. So, but he's taken 100% of the profit now on those bookings, and we did a lot of bookings. So, yeah, I'm in my living room right now. These my curtains back, even though they look all shitty, and my supernatural blanket, my supernatural boys behind me. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. This was my idea. Now, these ones are the small ones. They're called My Ghostly Buddies. So they come in a little pouch like this. And then there's a little tombstone card. Let me see if I can get the lighting. No, there you go. Little tombstone. And the card opens up. And inside, you can't see, inside, which I'll read this one, but all you did, the way I have it hooked up, all you need to do is pull the little pouch, and reach in, and there's the little ghostly guy. And see, he has his little tag with his name on it. This one's called Rainbow. It's, as you can see, it's rainbow colors. He has cotton up his ass. If you don't want the cotton up his ass, you can take it out and you can put a little tea light in there so he can light up. And a tea light will fit in there, one of those little battery operated tea lights. So I'll put him back in here in a second. Now, Rainbow, he died on August 10th, 1931. And Rainbow was a leprechaun. And he joined the spirit realm after getting struck by lightning searching for that pot of gold. So that was his little write-up. So these are made of the rubber bands. They were rubber band lumorigami, I think they called it. They're made all rubber bands. Right now, like I said, I have cotton up inside of them, but you can easily take the cotton out of them. And all you need to do is when you put them back in the pouch, just pull it like that, and you have your little pouch hooked onto your tombstone. The bigger ones are made of rubber band too. Now, they are filled with cotton. They have to stay that way. The longer, which I don't have any of those in here, I don't think. But these ones, if you don't want the cotton inside, like I said, you can get just one of those battery-operated key lights and stick it up in there, and they'll light up it because it will stretch over. I wonder who's paying for the toilets now. Well, you know, the funny thing about that whole setting is when we first opened up, we didn't have any toilets. Everybody had to go over to the sheet store to go potty, which he didn't like people leaving the building to go over, but he didn't like the idea of having to get a porta potty, which I said, even though it wasn't just for the overnight. If we were over there for the day for tours or tourists come in or whatever, we still needed a potty there. We still needed to have something where we could go to the bathroom. That's kind of a requirement. But I finally agreed on, okay, you get the porta potty, which we do need. Okay, we'll pay for part of it, at least half of it. That's what the original deal was, pay for half of it, which I think he was charging as, I have to go back in the thing and check. But then he complained because of porta potty. Okay, so that was a necessity. But then we didn't have electricity. We didn't have any kind of heat. We didn't have internet. Well, heat during the winter, we closed the building down anyhow because it got just too cold, which we clear up till December. I think we were doing overnights over there, and it got really bitter cold. But there's holes in the roof, and the roof actually caved in over the winter from this last winter we had. And so he got electricity in the building, which we really didn't need, but he worked over there during the day. And plus he did buy portable heaters for in the office, which didn't work that well, but they did give us a little bit of heat. Now, Dylan took a portable heater over there that it was his parents', and it heated up better than the one he had over there, but somebody stole it. He went over one day, his heater was gone. Somebody stole it. Nobody wants to claim where it went. We have suspicions, but don't know. So then this summer here, well, he did get internet in it because people said that overnight investigators, he was asking how it could be improved. And a few people said, well, if you had internet or better internet service. So he did put internet in, which he used for not only for that business, but he was working his other business over there. So he needed the internet for that anyhow. But he kind of tried to say, well, we needed the internet. We wanted it. No, I could give a shit less if we had internet over there. And then he put an air conditioning in over there. He said because we were complaining about being too hot. That's not true either. He put the air conditioning in because he told me that he was going to get the air conditioner free off of a buddy, which then he ended up saying that he bought it on Amazon or something. I don't know what's true. But we could have just went to the Dollar General and got those little dollar fans.
You keep that one?
Okay, hang it up right now on where the car keys and that is for now, and I will put it on a good keychain and that.
So I'm going to be in the door.
Okay. Just hang that one up where my car keys and that go for now.
Just remember that it has like a 1 on it.
Okay. Well, maybe that one I'll even keep in my purse, but just put it out there for now. I'll put one of my fancy keychains on it. We're having people walking around our house and by our garage and stuff and that. So Dylan went and put a brand new lock on there, and we're just a lot of shit going on, I'm telling you. But anyhow, like I said, he said we needed all this stuff, and I know we didn't. And then he was so gung-ho, he said he wanted to be professional. So we was getting all this fancy stuff for in the office and everything. And I kept on telling him, I said, we don't need this stuff. Or if you want stuff, get something more vintage. I could have went on like Marketplace, and I could have got stuff either free or very, very cheap and saved him a whole lot of money for that. But he wanted to be professional, and he got all this fancy stuff in the office. And I told him, I said, even when we got tours coming in, and even when they're older people, they like walking into the building and seeing the antique, the old time look of the building with the paint peeling and, nothing all, even a little bit of cobwebs here and there. That's what you expect when you go into an old building that just opened up. Everything doesn't need to be nice and completely clean and well swept. And I mean, in the office, it's one thing, but walk through he had the floors swept, and throughout the jail, and it just, people didn't want that. He says, well, senior citizens want to come in and they want to see this looking nice. And I'm there. We did the tours. I cannot tell you how many senior citizens came in the building. When they first walked in the door, they went, wow, this isn't what I expected. But then as soon as the door opened to the jail part where you could see that it wasn't really, really fixed up yet, and there was peeling paint and different things like that, they're like, this is what I expected. I'm expecting to see it being a little dilapidated and, weathered and everything. But you can't tell them that. So let me see. Cactus, Diane, you and your team can hold your head up high. You did nothing wrong. You were putting in the work. Putting in the work, getting things in order, working to the. Well, and see, that's the thing, Cactus, and you hit the nail on the head. And I'm going to be honest, we got that building open. He was not even in state, and he only had X amount of time to get things in order where he had the chance he could have lost it because the person that bid on it before him had 5 years to do some work on it or they would lose the bid. Well, 5 years passed, they didn't do anything, so they lost the bid, and that's how he ended up getting it. He was getting pretty close to his 5-year mark, and when I contacted him and asked him if we can go and do investigation in there, and we ended up making the partnership, we opened it up and got it all ready for him, which in essence saved him from losing that building. We got things all set up. In the first 3 months, we made over $22,000 in just the first 3 months without internet, with only getting a porta potty in the second half of that, without electricity, without all of that stuff. We were able to do that. And I was working on events. And he always says, yeah, you're working on them, but you didn't actually do them. Well, again, you have to say, okay, these are good ideas. Let's work on it and set a date, set a price, get them out there. That never happened, and that's damn sure not our fault. And then after he let us go, he asked Abby, he says, "You going to give me the advertising that you were working on?" Like, seriously? Like, just, like I said, I can't go into too much detail, but there was some stuff that was like, are you for real? Like, you're asking, you just totally got rid of us just with a click of fingers and you want us to help you. I don't understand that. The thing is, Linda, he always said he liked face-to-face and he liked notes. Well, we did both. I always, like I said, anytime I had a little bit of an inkling that something was going on, I was always upfront, always honest, asked right point blank, hey, are you doing something behind our back that we need to know of? Because I'm getting a little scared here because we love this place. We love what we do. We love our job. This is our livelihood. You need to tell me. Oh, no. You don't have any worries. You're not going anywhere. It was the same bullshit over and over and over. And then just like that, we were gone. So, from experience, hubby wouldn't use his, but would pee in the wide mouth ocean spray. Well, and that's guys, they could have went out. It wouldn't have been very sanitary, but well, here's the other thing too. When we first opened up, I think we had the porta potty at that time, but we'd be there 8-10 hour days, sometimes 12 hours. There's sometimes I was there like almost all day long because I'd tell the kids to go home and I'd have Tom come and pick me up later on. We'd be there all those hours and no lunch. Or if we did get lunch, we would get and order something or bring something and we would sit in the office and eat. Well, he didn't want us eating there. He says, that's not very professional. I don't like seeing you guys eating in the office. We're not eating in front of any of the customers. That would be rude to eat in front of the customers, but it is a tourism. They're not going to say anything anyhow. If they walk in, they say we're eating our lunch. But anyhow, so what we started doing then, since he complained about that, is we would leave for about an hour, but we'd put a sign on the door, closed for lunch break, we'll be back, and we put exactly what time we would be back, which we were always back 15 minutes to half an hour before the time we even said. So then he complained about that. He says, I had people going by and they saw the close sign on there out for lunch, so you can't do that. If we're advertising to be open, you better be there. And then he always compared it to like Dollar Tree and Dollar General, which you can't. One is hourly pay with employees, and we were not getting paid hourly. So you can't compare. There's no comparison, Dollar Tree or Dollar General, and what we were doing. So then he finally says, well, I don't care if you eat in the building, but just don't eat in front of the customers. Okay, that's what we were doing to begin with. So what the hell was the problem? But he comes in and he'll sit in the desk and he'll eat food. So, like, why is it okay for him, but it's not okay for us? And then he'd tell me not to get too upset that you can't bring emotions to work, but yet he did stuff that was really bad in front of customers, but that was okay again because it was him. So, whatever. But, Let me see. Yeah, B squared. I like how you said that. It's true. Like, I literally looked at him one time and I said, "You need to get a girlfriend." And you know where I'm going with that, because I said, you know, he I think he has a split personality, because when he was good, he was very, very, very good to you. Very sweet, very nice. But at the drop of a hat, his whole personality would change, and he'd be like you could see, because his eyes would get real red, and you could tell that he was building up anger. And he'd nitpick over stupid things, like he wanted us to mop the floor in the jail when it was raining. Now, it's my husband said it perfectly. He said that would be like going out when you have a downpour outside and taking a mop out, mopping up the sidewalk while it's raining out. It defeats the purpose. We tried to tell him that when the rain stopped, mop up the floor. That makes sense. But to stand there and keep on mopping up the floor as it's raining and the water's coming in, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And you couldn't tell him that, and like, just stupid shit. And like, he made a point after he let us go. He says, he said he was watching me and Eric one day, and we were sitting in the office and we were eating pizza. Well, it's pretty damn funny we were eating pizza, because that day we got called over at the last minute. He said, "Can you do this tour?" We said, "Yeah." We went over, we accepted it. Me and Eric, we didn't have lunch yet. So we stopped at the Dollar General. We got a few drinks and we got some Lunchables. And we went over there, and before the customers even came in, me and Eric had a Lunchable. We had a drink, and Eric had some popcorn. He ate popcorn before the customers came in. There was no pizza involved. I didn't have money to buy pizza. I don't have money to be buying takeout. So I don't know where he was hiding in the building, and he saw this. And then he said we didn't turn lights off. There was only one light that wasn't turned off, and I didn't know how to turn it off. I guess there was a switch, a cord that you had to pull out, and it was in an area that the light was never on before, so why that light was on to begin with, I don't know. And then he said the air conditioning was left on 74 instead of 76 like he told us. Well, fucking 2 degrees, come on. 2 degrees. And it was set at that temperature when we walked in, and the blinds was open when we walked in, but I did shut the blinds for him. So, I mean, 2 degrees temperature on air conditioning, and he just wanted to have every excuse he can to kind of nitpick about stupid shit to give a reason, which he knew wasn't legit for letting us go. So, yeah, he said you can't bring emotions to work. He said that's not very professional, but I'm going to say it, and I don't care, because he can't get me for defamation because there's witnesses, because he did it in front of the customer. The reason why Dylan and Gabriella quit was because he freaking yelled at them and humiliated them that night, when there was an overnight investigation in front of customers. And they said, well, if you can humiliate us in front of customers, we're done. They worked that night, and they called it quits. They said that was it. So I confronted him, and I said, you said don't bring emotions to work, but here you are. Now, he did apologize to them. I got to give him credit. He did apologize, but it should have never happened. It's one thing if, like, and he was talking about emotions because I got upset because he was working. He offered up one meeting, a partnership, to somebody else while I was sitting there earlier in the year, this year. And then he tried to deny, saying that he didn't offer it when there was paperwork there was a handshake and everything else. And so he tried to weasel out of that one too, but what was bullshit. So it was only a one-sided partnership, Linda. Like, I put my 110% into it, and it seemed like it meant nothing because everything was all lies behind our back. And I don't want to try to badmouth. I'm not that, I don't want to belittle and badmouth, and because, like I said, when he was good, he was very, very, very good. He was very nice. I mean, like when we cleaned up the building for the festival, we bought everybody pizza. One time, me and Abby had a meeting with him. He did take us out for lunch. He treated us to lunch. It was very, very nice. So, I mean, there was times that he was really nice, but this whole time, there's just something off, and there was these tiny little red flags, and he would change from really, really nice and sweet to this, like, complaining about just little nitpicking stuff. Like, I could see if we left the door unlocked, where somebody could just open up the door and walk in, or if all the lights in the building was on, which when me and Eric was there doing tours, we didn't touch any of the lights at all. We do not touch any electricity. We do not touch anything like that at all when they're there, because I'm not comfortable touching anything electric. So if anything was already on when we came in, they remained on, because I figured, well, then he must be coming back over. He had them on for a reason, because I'm not touching them, and I already told him that. But it'd be just like little nitpicking stuff like that he would just blow up about, just like at the spur of the moment. Nothing major. Like I said, it wasn't like, okay, hey, there's money missing from the cash box, or there's like I said, the front door was left wide open or something like that. And to be honest with you, if we wanted to be real pricky criminals like he almost made us out to be, there was a ton of cash that went through our hands in that business when we did tours and investigations that people gave us, and every last cent of it was given straight to him immediately or the next day, and it was all accounted for. We had opportunities a lot of time that we could have easily taken cash and not told him about it, but because we're honest people, it was always given right over in that. So that would have been something to nitpick about. Well, hey, wait a minute, I know for a fact you had X amount of people, so why is there cash missing? That never happened. So, but that's kind of what was going on, And like I said, I don't want to keep on going on about it, because it's done and over. And the job itself, yeah, that was our livelihood. We're hurting now, because sometimes it was very little, but every cent, that meant a lot to us when we're living paycheck to paycheck. But it's not even about the job part of it right now. It's about everything that went on behind our backs, all the red flags, that even till now, the honesty, there's no honesty that came out about what happened. And we're still like with that big question mark, like, okay, when is the total truth going to come out? Probably never, but whatever. Here's another one. This one here is like an orange little one. I think you can see actually the color there. And her name is Sherbert. And Sherbert died on December 2nd, 1889. And she was a warehouse manager. And she joined the spirit realm after a case of frozen sherbet fell on her head. So that was Sherbert. And then this one here is Sunny. She's a yellow one. And she died on June 19th, 1817. And she was a jogger. And she joined the spirit realm from heat exhaustion, from being in the sun too long. So there's 3 of them right there. But that's what they're going to be like. Now, I will do custom ones. So if you give me a color, if you give me a date that you want them to have died, anything like that, I can make them custom for you, custom colors. I had a black one with white eyes. His name was Ebony. So, anything like that, I can customize. We also got 2 here. I'll show. Yeah, I like Sherbert. I wasn't sure what to name that one. But my husband likes sherbet a lot, orange sherbet, and that one was like the same color as the orange sherbet. So I'm there. You know what? I think that's a pretty good name to call her. You're just stating your truthful experience, confusing, colorful, and times problem communications. You're right. Cactus. Anybody that knows us, and you guys have watched us long enough, we don't beat around the bush. we're not trying to come across as conceited or boastful or arrogant, anything like that. But I am telling you right now, we are honest, straight from the heart. If something's bothering us, we're going to tell you right straight to your face. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're going to be 100% honest with you. We're going to be 100% upfront. That's how we were always with him. And like I said, every time I had a red flag, I immediately went. And it was either I called him on the phone and said, hey, we need to have a meeting, or we went straight over and approached him face to face. And I asked him point blank what was going on. And every single time he said, you have no worries. But I was honest. I was upfront. There's times I got emotional. I would kind of, get all teary eyed or actually cry because it meant a lot to me and it scared me because I thought we were going to lose our job. But I was always assured, no, you're not going nowhere. So, and that was when, you shouldn't get emotional when you're at work. That's not very professional. But then it was okay when it was him. So, but now we're going to get into the keychains. These will be some of the keychains that we're going to be selling too. So hopefully these will look good. So this guy here, let me see if I can get. This guy here he's a hooded skeleton. And as you can see, it's a keychain. And we have little ghostly keychain. We have a skeleton. We got a kitty cat. We got, let me see, did I have another? We got, I love these ones. They're they're coffins. I don't know if you can see. It has work on it. So, coffin with work on it. Anybody likes the Punisher? We got the Punisher. We got little tombstones. Let me see. I don't know that one. Kind of, let me see. I can't get the right lighting on that one, but yeah, right there, that's about the best. Little tombstones. We got Stitch. Do we got anything else? I think that's it. And I do have right now, I had this little flat ghost. This one's not 3D. This one's flat. Little ghostly. And we have little bats that I'm going to put on their flat one. And I think there's little ghosts. So there's going to be a good variety of like keychains. I'll be making a lot more. Again, that's all 3D printed, Linda. And like I said, those I really can't until I get the program for the 3D printer where I can actually put names and that on it. That's only, I have, let's see, the ghost, the skeleton, Punisher, coffin, tombstone, Stitch. I got 7 different ones right now. The 3D, the bigger ones. Now those I'm selling for $3 each. And the flat ones are $2. I got like a lot of those right now. I'll be making a lot more. I have to watch when I'm printing them off though, because some of them you're not allowed to have for commercial use. So I have to go down to see which ones when I print off that I can do for commercial use. Yeah, I made all the keychains. I made the ghosts. On the back of the ghost things too, you see, it'll have our little tag saying "Lurking Spirits Paranormal," so you'll know that there was that down did them. I think I'm going to eventually, instead of having them in that little bag, I'm either going to put them in a little box or like see either 3D print or buy little coffin boxes and put them in a coffin box with the little tombstone card and that on them. But as they get more popular, which they're going by pretty quick, they're going over real well. As they get more out there, when we have our Facebook marketplace, then I'll have them printed off and make them look a little bit more professional. Of course, everything gets upgraded as they go out more, but that is going to be my ghostly buddy. And then the longer ones like Linda has, that comes down with the point, those ones going to be my lurking spirit pals, I think, or something on that order. I didn't process any of them yet. I have, I think, maybe 10 or 15 of them made, but I don't have any cards or anything like that made, and names and everything in that for it. So, Kiwi, I'm going to be making a lot of keychains. I'm probably going to have a little variety. It won't just be ghostly stuff, but I'll have, like I said, I got to go down to see what I'm legally able to print off and sell. As soon as we get a program, I do have one. I have to have Tom help me with it. I can actually customize some stuff in that eventually, because I did have some keychains that was printed off and I wanted lurking spirits on them. But right now, I don't have the program to put actually lurking spirits on them. So I just got my label maker and I just put the label on the blank ones for now. I don't even know if I'm going to sell those. Those will probably just be for family. But we do have a program where we can make our own designs and customize things. But I don't know how to do that yet because I'm not real savvy with technology. And it's not because I'm stupid. If I took the time to sit down and learn, I would pick up on it real quick because I do pick up on stuff really quickly. Why do I need to do it when my kids will be doing it and, they can help me out? That's a part of the team. Each person does something different. We are working on some places to go. We were just at the event. If anybody watched, I can't remember who it was. Was it Hill City Paranormal, I believe, was filming over at the festival on Saturday when we were there at the Liberty Theater. And she was showing off all my little ghosts and everything on that channel. But we were over there doing, we had a booth set up and that we were selling this stuff over there, keychains and bracelets. I do have those rubber bracelets. I still have stickers left. I have, like I said, the t-shirts. I have, I think, 10 of them left with our older logo on it, selling for $10 a piece. I still have some badges left, but I'm going to be coming up with a bunch of different ideas, and we will showcase them on our marketplace. And maybe once a week or something like that, we will have an event where we'll play games and everything, and there'll be some freebies given out and some things like that happening on it. So we'll kind of go all out. But like I said, now tomorrow we'll probably come on. I don't know if it'll be me and Gabriella or me and Eric or just maybe me myself. Maybe I'll finally do the come on the other side again and do my caged graves finally. But I mean, I'm feeling better. I'm still tired. I'm not getting sleep like I need, as you can tell by my eyes and that they're like, I look like hell. But I'm getting there, and I've been telling everybody when they said, how are you doing? I said, hey, we're like the Phoenix. We are going to rise from the ashes, and we're going to be bigger and better than ever. You know, we're not going to let somebody burn us and stay ash. We're going to rise from the ash, turn into a beautiful phoenix. So, lucky dip bags. We're going to do something, Linda. I should have brought them in. I have these eggs, the 3D eggs that you can open up. Some of them, I think what we're going to do is, Tom actually had an idea to put, call them mystery eggs. And in each egg, you might have like some slime or something, but inside of the slime, like in a plastic bag or a plastic container, there'll be a little charm or something. And every now and then there might be a special one in there. And if you're one of the lucky ones to get that special one, take a picture, shows you got it. Maybe you'll win a free t-shirt or something like that. But we will be doing the eggs, and that will be part of something we'll be doing too. And they'll be called mystery eggs. And each one of them will have something, some kind of a little trinket or something, or a keychain, something in it. So I have romantic lightning, Diane. It is kind of weird in here because this living room, we have no light above. Tom wants to put a ceiling fan in it. We only have a lamp in here, and right now I only have the lamp on the one setting. I don't have, because it's one of those that you can turn it on the bottom and it gives you one set of lights. And then if you turn it on the top, it gives you another set. If you turn them both on, it brightens up. I only have it on the lowest setting. So they're, what do they call those eggs? Eric, is there a name for those eggs, the 3D eggs? Is there a special name for those or not? I think there is, huh? I should go out and get one because I got gold. Or no, they're like an orangish color. They're only about that big, which I can do those in different sizes too. But like I said, each one of them, Tom thought maybe putting slime in there. I don't know if I want to put slime in there or if I want to put, I don't know, maybe silly putty, or I don't know what I want to put in there, or maybe just even nothing, just have little thing in there. I don't know, but like I said, that will be coming up too. Mystery eggs. As time goes on, we will incorporate more and more stuff, and as we can get the other site set up for the 3D printer, then we can actually do more customized. But in the meantime, if anybody wants any of those ghosts and you don't like the ones, I think I still have 12 of them left out there, which we will show when me and Abby comes on. Any of those will be up for sale. But if you want a custom one, all you need to do is tell me the color you want, and if there's a specific date that you wanted to have for the date of death. And then we will come up with a little, what their occupation was, and a little write-up with it. Or if you want to give us an occupation and go with it, then we can come up a little. We try to correspond what makes them kind of cute and kind of whimsical, I guess, humorous, is that however, when they join the spirit realm, will tie in with somehow with what their occupation was. So it kind of gives it that little special quality about it, and it ties in with the name, and it goes with that whole little theme. So let's see. Rising up and bouncing back, absolutely. Will a tiny donation pin fit? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm like dense tonight, so don't mind me. That's the thing too, is we, on any of our channels, we do not try to solicit money. We are trying to make an income though, because especially now, since we are not at the jail anymore, that was part of our livelihood. We will be selling stuff, and if anybody wants to help us for our materials or for investigations, to get better equipment, whatever, we will have a Cash App that not only for the objects that you buy, please feel free if you want to help in any way to give a little donation, to help us out, definitely. Donate. That's what I wasn't sure what you meant, donation pin. I didn't know what you mean, but I'm glad you said, like I said, the donation part came. Like I said, we never will try to solicit money, but we are trying to make a livelihood. So anything we sell is going to be for more materials for what we are selling, for better equipment for our investigations, and for helping us get, which the way things are anymore, living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure everybody is struggling with that. It helps us out. We're hoping to get all of our channels back up to par again, because this, I don't know if you guys all know, but okay, in the right before that happened, we lost 2 pets, which Pee Wee was one of them, which we told you, and the other one was my baby. His name was Badger. He was a Siamese. They just, like a couple days from each other, they passed. And then that happened. And then that was bad enough. And then I did something to my foot. Tom's truck broke down, and he's using my car now because the truck, he thinks it needs a battery and an alternator. He's hoping it's just a battery, but it might be the battery and the alternator. And because it's a truck, the cheapest battery that he could find, the battery is like $179. So, like, I'm like, and then what is it? There was something else that happened too. We have somebody we think going around our house. We did the live with Face My Fears. We had that loud, like, hissing sound or whatever that came across during that live, which I'm sure a lot of you guys was watching when that happened. I was out doing 3D printing the other night, and we have sliding doors. And on my peripheral vision, I saw something like fly across the sliding doors, and I could even hear it hit. And when I opened up the door to go out and check to see what it was, I saw no signs of anything there. My left eye, I've been getting like vision problems, like real hazy, and I've been checking up on it. And one thing said it could be my third eye opening up, which is kind of weird if that is the case, because just when that started happening, I started seeing out of my peripheral vision a woman walking back and forth in our dining room, and we're hearing weird sounds, just things are disappearing, and like just nothing like bad, but just a lot of weird shit going on. And it's like all a week before, and just blump, 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 like everything all at once has been happening. So, but yeah, just kind of keep your eyes and ears open. I will try to we're going to try to get better on at least giving maybe a day notice at the very, very minimal of events or anything that's going to happen. I need to talk to, since Abby didn't come over today, since she's not feeling good, we got to see when we want to set up that Facebook page and start showing. My teeth look really yellow and crap on this lighting. Yuck. So please excuse me. I kind of, looks nasty. When we set up, we'll show all of the items piece by piece on there, and anybody wants to buy, and then we will set up. I'd like to do, Abby and Chase does a lot of stuff on the weekends. I know the fair's coming up, our local fair. I would like to try to have a Facebook marketplace event at least once a week, maybe. but we're going to try to get back on that pace again now since everything's calmed down some, and get all of the channels back up to where they were going before everything happened. So, but you guys, I'll tell you what, you guys have just been the biggest support system for us that I mean, the people that come out and reached out to us and told us how much they care and don't like what has happened, and just cautioning us to be careful what we say and everything. And I know I probably said too much tonight, but again, I can't be charged for defamation when I'm telling 100% the truth. Like, there's, I got stuff that I can back up anything I said. So I just, you guys are just, you guys are the best. And my same faithful moderators, supporters, I see you on here every time, and it just touches me so much that you are so loving and so supportive and so caring that I just love you guys. I cannot thank you enough for coming on and being part of our community on here on our channels, and always showing up and just being the best. And so we want to get back to that pace. I'm not sure if I told you guys, but for now, I can't remember if I did or not, we're not going to be doing the universal yums for a little while, because when that happened, even though the packages that I was getting was like $29 a month, which wasn't too expensive, but I can't afford that right now. So until we get back on our feet again, we might go to this local store and do different types of chips or canned goods or baby foods or something like that, and do like smaller versions of some of those, because I know you guys enjoyed those a lot. So we might do some things like that. But the universal yums, as much as I love promoting them, because those packets were phenomenal. Some of them we love, some of them we, you know, as you know, didn't go over too well, but we enjoy doing those. But you guys have always been your original lurkers. Your Linda, you hit the nail on the head, and I couldn't ask for better lurkers than all of you guys. But I just, like I said, I wanted to touch base tonight. I've been on for an hour already, which I thought I was only going to be on maybe for 15 minutes or a half an hour. But I did want to touch base, come on, let you know what's going on. The weather's calmed down here now. It's not quite as hot as what it was. We haven't been having a lot of rain. So maybe tomorrow night, if Abby's into it or Eric or whatever, I might set the computer out on the porch. I got a bistro set. There's a little table and 2 chairs. Walmart, I go on the Walmart clearance site, and it was a $70 bistro set, and I got it for $27. They're like, that'd be perfect for a nice, calm evening outside. You can see what outside on the street where we live. I might even go for a walk someday and take my phone, invite you guys for a walk with me on the Facebook site, like the other side on Facebook or whatever, instead of StreamYard. But we'll be doing regulars. I'll be keeping you update. I am going to go on a goal too. I'm going to try to lose some weight, because I don't like myself. I never did. I don't eat a lot, but of course, when you get older, your metabolism goes from here down to here, and I'm almost at zero metabolism right now. So, everything's just like hitting me all at once. So the self-esteem issues are coming back full force and hitting me, and I just don't. I don't like myself very much lately. I don't know if it's because of all that or what, because like I said, part of it was building up self-esteem. Um, Linda, you get revenge on Abby's disliking of those chocolate pineapple lumps. I think to be all fair, she tried one. I don't think she really gave them enough chance. I think she was willing to try them again, but um, we had, I think we ate most of them, and I think Eric polished them off. So, I thought they were pretty decent. They were different, but they were really good. I didn't have a problem with them. Um, we got to send you some eats and treats to try. Anybody that ever wants to send us anything to try, we are more than happy to do that. Abby, as you know, one of her friends sent her a package, and we tried all of them. They were phenomenal. What was that package from Eric? Was it the Netherlands? Norway? What was
What?
the package Abby's friend sent her?
Norway.
Yeah, Norway. So the one that Abby's friend sent was from Norway. They were fantastic. So anything like that. We had a little bit of rain last night, Linda, but we're supposed to get some this week, but everybody's keeping an eye on those hurricanes because it's, Florida is really getting hit. I know the southern states are. Some of the rain has come up here somewhat. I don't care if I ever see rain for the rest of the year, to be honest with you, because from, I think it was April or the end of March through the middle of June, we had nothing but rain almost every single day. I think, like I was saying on one of these podcasts, we had rain like 120 out of 160 days. And that's a hell of a lot of rain. Was that right? 120? 30, 40, 60, 30, 60, 90. Yeah. We had 120, 100, 160, or maybe it was 140. We had 120 days because we only had maybe 5 days or 10 days out of the whole period of time where it was nice weather. All the rest was just nonstop rain. And we're not talking like little sprinkles. We're talking about like torrential downpours. So, yeah, it was like we kept on saying that we needed to find Noah to help us build an ark because it was getting that bad. It was, and the jail while we was over there just kept on. That roof is going to cave in. I'm telling you, the roof is going to cave in because the winter did its number on it, and then every time it rains over there, chunks of it falls, and all that rain that we had earlier this year definitely did a lot of damage to it. But garlic chips wasn't bad. The type that had just a slight garlic taste to them, but some of them that had the real strong garlic taste, I can't. I love garlic, but I can't handle that strong of garlic. Like we go to Dairy Queen and we get their chicken fingers, and they have this garlic flavored ranch dressing, which is to die for. The Dairy Queen's ranch dressing is just amazing. I bought one time garlic flavored ranch at the store, and I'm there thinking, well, this is going to have to be like the Dairy Queen kind. It was so strong garlic I couldn't eat it. And plus, I get heartburn. I go through heartburn tablets like there's no tomorrow. So I kind of have to watch that too. But let's see, anybody else? Anybody else have any questions? Because we're a little over an hour now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to get off because I want to watch Twin Paranormal because I didn't see them this weekend. And I know a lot of people don't like them. I love watching them. Whatever. Don't judge me. It's just, I like watching them. But like I said, I just wanted to update, just keep an eye out on us. I will talk, I'm hoping Abby will be over tomorrow because if she comes over tomorrow, I will have her set a time and then we will go on. I'm hoping she was already working on the Facebook Marketplace for those items. keep an eye out for that. I will as soon as she says anything. Hi, Angelina, how are you doing? When she comes out and when she has that done, I will make an announcement in plenty of time for that. Um, so that everybody, they won't be last minute, oh shit, Diane's on, or oh shit, Diane and Gabriella, or Diane and Eric. But so Angelina, you are overdue to have a good conversation with me there, lady. And I hope you're doing good, because I know that you were going through a lot of issues there. I got some stuff I want to talk to you about, and some things that you would pretty already know that the red flag stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. We got some catching up there to do, lady. Um, yeah, Angelina. Everybody needs to say hi to her. Call me tomorrow. Sorry, no glasses on, so this makes sense. No, you always make sense. Don't worry about it. My left eye, I've been having like a I don't know how to explain it. Like I can see like perfectly, but if I'm looking like at print, like in the middle of this eye here in particular, it's almost like there's like a little circle, and I don't know if it's a cataract, which I don't think, because I think you would actually physically, you can tell that by looking at an eye. But then again, like I said, I was reading the third eye stuff, kind of sounds nonsensical, but at the same time, some of the things that we've been experiencing here, it kind of makes sense. I'm free tomorrow after 11. You need. Well, you know what? Tom and I have been talking. I might set up an appointment. But I looked into, and I don't know if anybody on here, there's a site called, is it called New Blue? No Blue. They're eyeglasses, and they're supposed to adjust to your vision no matter what. So, like if you're nearsighted, it'll adjust to that. If you're farsighted, it'll adjust to that. Any kind of eye issues, it'll automatically adjust to it. I think I'm going to buy a pair of those and see if they help at all. If not, we do have insurance, thank goodness, between my Medicare and Tom having me on his medical at work. I think I'm gonna, if it stays this way, I'm gonna get an appointment set up to look that over. But I've got all kinds of issues, like my ankle, my eyes, heartburn constantly. Like I'm just in bad shape. So yeah, we will talk tomorrow, Angelina. Anytime after 11, you can either text me and I'll call you, or you call me. But there's a lot of interesting shit that has been going on. And like a lot of let's put it this way, I don't like playing games, but I'm playing right now because I figured if people like playing games, I'm going to be a player too for a while, which I can explain to you more when I talk to you. I did kind of talk a little bit on here. So, but anybody have any questions about anything? No, Linda, I saw, I mean, Cactus, I saw a commercial on TV. It's on, I don't know, they're called, I'm pretty sure it's NO-BLU glasses. And they said they are so popular, like they're real durable, like you can almost twist them and everything else. They're that durable. And they're a new wave type glasses that came out. I don't know who invented them, but they said that they're so popular and people love them so much that Walmart and Amazon has even banned them from being allowed to be sold in their places because of, I guess, maybe fear that because they're so popular, it might take a business away from their eye centers or whatever. I don't know what the story is, but they're like I think $39 a pair, and just an eye exam alone, when you go to Walmart, is like $38 for the exam, and that's not counting the lens and the frames and everything else on top of it. So for $40, if worst case, then they're just like regular reading glasses. Hey, and it's not like a whole shitload of money that I'm throwing out, but if it's going to help whatever's going on here until I can get to an eye doctor, I'm willing to go that distance. So, yeah, it was on a commercial. I mean, if you type it in too, you can go on their website. I am a player, Linda. I'm telling you, like, I don't like games, but I'm not stupid. It's like I told you earlier, I'm not stupid. And I know that there's games being played, and so I'm playing along, and we will see how the game ends. So, yeah, these, and the way they advertise them, Cactus, is they're saying instead of going every 6 months or whatever to the eye doctor and having to get a new prescription or having to get new frames and stuff like that, these automatically adapt to whatever your vision is. Tom said he had seen somewhere, I don't know if they're the same ones, but there was like a little button on that you use to adjust them to whatever your vision is. But these aren't that way, I don't think. I think they just automatically, the lens are made somehow where they automatically adjust. If you're nearsighted, they'll adjust to that if you're farsighted. But they said even UV, they have UV protection. So, like I said, I'm willing to give it a try. It'd be no difference in buying an expensive pair of sunglasses or something. But if they're going to help, I'm willing to give it that shot. So, I'm playing, Cactus. I'm going to play. And as time goes by, things will come out and you'll find out what exactly I mean, because right now, some of the things that's going on, more people are picking up on little bits and pieces of what we already know, and they have been contacting me and saying, hey, I just noticed this and I just noticed that, and is this what you're talking about? And I'm like, yep, that's it. Yep, we saw it with our own eyes, or we heard it with our own ears. So they're kind of like, yeah, 3D chess. I'm with chess or checkers, as you know, you kind of have to plan always like 2 steps forward for your next move, 2 moves forward. And that's kind of like, I'm staying in the game for now. So, but we're at 1 hour and 17 minutes when I was only going to be on here for possibly 15 minutes. So, guys, I love all of you. Angelina, if you're still on, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate that. We will talk tomorrow. Guys, as soon as I talk to Abby, hopefully she'll be over tomorrow morning. As soon as I talk to her, I will have her hurry up immediately, put a post on when we'll be going. Regardless, I'm pretty much going to guarantee tomorrow night on Real Talk, I think. Eric, do you want to go on tonight with me tomorrow night? Eric.
What?
Do you want to go on tomorrow night with me?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, so it'll either be me and Eric, or me and Gabriella, or just me, myself tomorrow on Real Talk. I will, regardless, tomorrow afternoon, I will put a notification on so everybody will get the notification saying if it's going to be the other side, Real Talk or whatever, you'll get that notification. And we are going to try to be regular about giving enough notice so everybody. I try to get more subscribers, more people. I want to try to get more interesting. Just, it's not about making money, because I probably never get enough subscribers to make money, to be honest with you. I'm just not that popular. but I would just like to have a bigger base because you guys are just so wonderful. And so far, everybody that tunes in has just been phenomenal. So, let's see. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Linda, I love you. You know that, Cactus. You know what I think of you, lady. I love you too. Um, Thanks again, guys, for especially the last minute's notice here, me coming on. But I did feel that you guys deserved some kind of at least an update, and that you know that I am okay, that Lurking Spirits is okay. And again, like our new motto is going to be like the phoenix, or like, yeah, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. We're going to be bigger and stronger than ever, and um, we're not going to stay burnt. We're gonna come back. So um, we will try to figure out something for a snack thing or some kind of special whatever. And if you guys want to, you can put down in comments on Facebook or whatever if you want me to go ahead and do that caged grave. So, with that being said, guys, I love all of you so much. Thank you for coming on, showing me your support, giving me your love. I just adore you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Bye.